Hello and welcome to another Total War Warhammer video, as we are starting a new campaign today. In the last time, we were Grombrindle the White Dwarf. We led our Dawi out of the mountains, pushed back the Greenskins, the Tomb Kings, the Skaven, the Vampires, all of the blight upon the land, and purged them with Dawi steel and firepower. However, that campaign ended with a bug, and unfortunately we weren't able to fight our final opponent, Archaon the Everchosen. This time, though, we are going to go with a more evil faction. A faction that does not care if chaos spawns. We are going to go with Ikit Claw. So we're going to pop into a new campaign here in the Mortal Empires and head on over into the Skaven and go for Ikit Claw on very hard, very hard. Now, Ikit Claw is a very awesome Skaven lord. He has access to the Skryre Forbidden Workshop, which is going to give him lots of upgrades for his key units. Stuff like his Doom Flares, Doom Wheels, Jezzails, Rattling Guns, all the mad scientist Skaven units will be upgraded heavily. Along with that, he's got some research rate so that I can get all my research done quickly. My lords are a little bit more loyal to me, not as good as Eshin, which has lords that never defect, but at least it's something with +2. And we got minus 40% for our engineering building costs. We also have Doom Rockets, which is essentially mini nukes, which will be extremely useful for fighting back some of the overwhelming hordes that we might run into in this playthrough. But for now, we're going to go with a very hard campaign, and we're going to try our best to win this out. Now, this is a modified campaign with various mods, so if you look in the description below, you should find there was a list for Grombrindle, and now there is a list for Ikit Claw, which has been revised. Main things I'm adding in, this guy doesn't really care about chaos, so I've just turned them off, because just don't deal with him. This guy already has some tough people to kill anyway, and he's surrounded right at the beginning, so we don't need that extra difficulty. As well as just a few quality of life things that I enjoy playing with, and the ability to put my weapon teams on walls. If I'm defending a settlement, you damn sure I'm going to want rattlings on the walls. It just seems silly that they wouldn't be able to. Beyond that, let's get into it and start up the campaign.
Supreme Warlock Master, your knowledge of science and sorcery is unsurpassed. This is your chance to experiment and make the world your playground of diabolical weaponry. Perhaps the Astalians could be your first test subjects. They may well be harboring a wealth of warpstone, and will surely offer little resistance to a carefully aimed Doom Rocket. To the north, the Bretonnian dukedoms fight for honor and chivalry. Yet they have a soft underbelly, which could easily be exploited by Skryre's under-empire. Many greenskins dwell in the mountains north of Tilea. They do not know it yet, but both they and the Tileans could prove useful fodder in furthering your research. Your workshop awaits you, my lord. Let the power of warpstone be felt by all through the explosive experiments of Ikit Claw.
Alright, and this is just to configure a couple of my mods here, namely abandoning regions. So I want it to be instantly, and sure, we'll have a public order penalty. We have our abandoned region, and it'll be global public order penalty. Yeah, that's fine. So, how they play Skryre. We got the Skaven Under Empire, our Forbidden Workshop, which is right here on the right. Pop that open, and you can see that we are capable of upgrading our different things here. Doom Flares, Doom Wheels, our 4 different weapons teams of the Ratlings, Jezzails, Warp Fire Throwers, and Warp Grinders, and the best, Doom Rockets. And these take warp fuel, which we'll get from doing battles and such, as well as just our food, which we'll get from several different ways because we are Skaven, and that is what we do. So, the first thing I'm going to want to do is upgrade Refined Warp Zone. 25% chance to build an extra Doom Rocket. So before I build any additional ones, I'm going to want to get this 25% chance, because then it's just free Doom Rockets. There is also, where is the other one? 100% chance to recover Warp Fuel after using a Doom Rocket. These are the 2 first upgrades you should get. So that way your Doom Rockets, you're going to get more of them, and as you use one, it'll help pay for your next one, and so that way you can just have the most Doom Rockets possible. But also this one's pretty amazing. Passive ability, Endless Drum. If your ammunition is below 80%, you get more ammo. It essentially means your Ratling guns can shoot forever if they have time to regenerate their ammo in between little bursts of fire. It's ridiculous. But we're going to leave these upgrades for now until we get some more warp fuel, and we're going to talk about how we want to cheese the hell out of this game. We'll put our guy into our, or put our hero, our wizard, into our army here, and think about our objectives. For the short campaign victory, we have to maintain 50% of corruption in all owned provinces. But we only have Skaven Blight, and it's at 100%, so we have that first one. We need to maintain 50% corruption in the following provinces. Talson, I'm not trying to pronounce that, but essentially, Athelloren, the entirety of the forest, we have to corrupt. Carcassonne and Bordeaux. I think I'm pronouncing the French correctly. I didn't take any French in high school, and I probably should have. And then destroy Talson, Carcassonne, Bordeaux, and the Pirates of Sartosa. So our campaign victory is actually relatively local. Like, we don't have to, if we don't want to, cross this mountain range here. We don't have to touch the Empire. We don't have to touch the dwarves. They might want to come and touch us, that's for sure. But we personally don't have to go out there, which means that we might be able to get away with not making enemies out of them, which would be a good thing. The other part is we have to control 8 of the following settlements, either through direct ownership or vassals or military allies. There's some of these that will just happen because we're destroying their faction anyway, like the Oak of Ages, Mirandlo, right there. Let's see, who else? Oh, Sartosa, because we're going to kill Sartosa. So that's a 1, 2, 3, Corion, 4, 5 with Skaven Blight. So you only really need to pick up 3 more of these. And some of these I'm just not ever going to go try. Camry? No. Itza? I'm not going way over to Itza just to get that place. That's on the other side of the map. That's just silly. So we'll pick up a couple more that are nearby, more than likely. Something like Black Crag and Carrick 8 Peaks because they're right beside each other. And maybe try to do those. Maybe try to just be on good terms with the Greenskins and support them to defeat the Dwarves. And then we'll control Carrick, 8 Peaks, Black Crag, and Karazakarak through the Greenskins. Probably that'll be our goals there. But to start off, chapter objectives: raise or sack 4 different settlements. We got some technologies to research, win some battles, reach rank 5, maintain 4 units of Doom Flares, essentially, all the different types of Doom Flares, and perform any ritual of the following category: workshop. So Where are my rituals? I think we just need to do like Doom Engineer or something like that, and we'll be good. So, how are we going to cheese this? Well, Skaven have the food mechanic, which is amazingly cheesable. They're rats. We are going to cheese everything in this playthrough. When you take a settlement, and let's demonstrate that now by attacking this settlement, we actually should just be able to auto-resolve this. Maybe not. We'll fight this out. We'll talk about our food cheesery after we have fought this battle. So, simple battle. All they have is infantry units. We have amazing range units with our Warlock-Engineers and rattling guns, which is all we should really need. And then we're going to tie down their push with our Doom Flares and Ikit Claw and such. We'll just have our Lord be the tank for the front lines, as we have a bunch of our infantry here. This Ikit Claw has, even though he's a wizard, he has somewhat decent melee defense and armor. So this guy, wizard, not something I want to put on the front line, where this guy, as a wizard, would be something I want to put on the front line. But let us just get into the open here. Shouldn't need anything more than just get some line of sight. And then put a couple guys on this flank, a couple guys on this flank. There we go. And give it a start. Ikit Claw can come out to the front, and our Warlock-Engineer's amazing long-range snipers will start shooting already. And they are already going to be killing all sorts of units. Yes. High damage. Knock out those individual units ASAP. This is great stuff. So, rattling guns are ready here. We're going to keep our flares moving around. And soon we're going to have a rattling gun come in. Excellent. We're not going to use our nuke yet, as we may need it. But let's get some warp lightning down. And both of our casters here have warp lightning, which is great. Oh yeah. Get into melee, Ikit. You're fine enough in melee. The entire goal is just to cause those guys to stop up, and so that they are getting shot at by the rattlings more and more. And we'll crash our Doom Flares into the back there. We'll get these Skaven slaves out front here, absorb the Spearman's charge, while you guys continue to fire into the group. These Skaven slaves will get a pinch on those guys, same way that we're getting our flares into these swordsmen over here. Oh yeah, and these guys are just routing. Doesn't matter if I lose slaves, that's what they're there for. They are meant to die. Boom. Yeah, these guys are getting just absolutely wrecked right there. And we also have a brass orb, which is another castable ability, although no real good targets for it right now. We'll just throw it out right there. And a warp lightning. And the slaves dying off, but that's what they good for. And those guys are routed. And almost those guys are totally dead. Pull out slaves, that's fine. You've done your work. You get the rattling guns onto this flank, and they'll be able to chew these guys up as they retreat. Oh, that's a full break. And full shatter. We're done. And just because we can, Fire everything. Put into slow-mo. Oh. Oh, yes, rattling guns. We are going to get an insane quantity of rattling guns in this playthrough, and it is going to be delicious. But took a little bit of losses. That's okay. They were all slaves. They don't count. But you can see here, single rattling gun troop, 198 kills. Oh yeah, baby. But we've killed this place. We obviously want to capture it, right? That's what I would do with my dwarves. I would immediately take this place for the glory of my rat kind, I guess. No. We are simply going to sack it. And we're going to repeatedly sack this place. As Skaven have the ability, at the cost of 20 food, you can increase the settlement so that it starts at a higher level. Now what you can do is, if you lose Skaven Blight for some reason, you can do it to Skaven Blight. So what we're going to do is we are not going to invest in Skaven Blight, and in 8 turns it's going to rebel. Then the rebellion will take Skaven Blight, and then I'll have enough food by then, by repeatedly sacking this one spot, that I can take Skaven Blight and immediately push it to level 4. I'm going to have a level 4 Skaven Blight on turn 9 or 10. That is the first major cheese of this playthrough. Until then, all we need to do, I believe if we move our guys back, we'll have minus 13. If I move back, I get a little bit of a public order issue, right? No. People still hate me, even if I'm here in recruiting. Excellent. Until then, I want to save every damn penny I can. To do that, I'm actually going to boot these clan rats, because they're 75 a turn. These slaves are only 16 per turn. So with the money I could spend on one clan rat unit, I am going to get like a half a dozen slave units, which is just objectively better in every which way. So we'll just recruit 3 slaves. Probably get some slingers as well, just to balance out the army. But they're 25. Ugh, they're so expensive. So expensive for their upkeep. We just want to save as much as this is possible. So we go into, on turn 10, when we take back the settlement, that we have like 25,000 gold, so that we can then spend on building several structures all at once. So yeah, we'll get those. We'll upgrade Ikit Claw, which will be... we don't really need movement speed yet. We need to eventually get to Lightning Strike, because we will need that at some point. But I think for now, we'll just make him a better fighter. Power Armor, just flat 10 Fizz Resist. That is excellent. We have a commandment here, which, in the meantime, we don't want the public order. 100% don't want the public order. We don't care about the growth yet. I guess just recruitment cost and local recruit capacity would be good, because then we can just recruit more guys faster, and then we can switch it over to food. So that's not going to kick into play until next turn. We're not upgrading the settlement, and we will put the warp... Ooh. Reload time reduction for all missile units. Standardized firing drill. Hell yes. And that's it. We're just going to repeatedly bash to borrow here and just kick their asses over and over. We may take on some beastmen here. 6 units. 8 units. Maybe not yet. I don't want them to, like, destroy this, though. I need Tobaro to be a target for me. This is really bad if they actually destroy that. So I may need to fight these beastmen, and I wonder if they're far enough apart that they won't, like, reinforce. If they don't reinforce, I can easily take them out. Let's give it a try. I'm probably going to be screwing myself over. I ambushed them, and they didn't reinforce. Excellent. I can just auto-resolve this.
No contest.
Hell yeah. They killed a few slaves. We will replenish. And we got some magic resist. Excellent. At least with a pendant thing. And now we can take out a Krez the One-Eye. And we got an ambush on him, but it's a little tougher because he does have these Minotaurs. So I will just throw that on Ikit Claw because we can. I don't really want to use too much Menace of Below because that does cost me food. But I think one might be useful to screw around with these Minotaurs, and especially with his one range unit. But these Minotaurs will be perfect targets for our Jezzails. We'll do one. We'll definitely cap out on food before the Skaven Blight revolts, so this is fine. Quick save here, and take a look at the map. What are we fighting on? Oh, it's an ambush for us. Oh, we should be... oh yeah, we should be fine here.
Murder, death, kill.
Like, even as an ambush, I might actually want to just, like, pull back and let them come over to me, because then I can use the full range of my Jezzails. But we'll fight this, definitely fight this on the battlefield. That's one thing. We're going to do a lot of ambushing in this series, because one of the default Skaven stances when they're moving their lords around is just ambush. They're always sneaky, and they'll get a lot of ambush battles, and we can hopefully use that in our favor. So, 12, let's gamble. See if we can get that up to something higher. It's the same number. Why is it green? Okay. So they're right there. Where is my deployment? I probably want to just deploy over here in the open, let them come out of the trees, and let my Jezzails rip them the fuck up, because that's what Jezzails do. Get my Jezzails on this hill here, and let them have a field day shooting those Minotaurs to shreds. So we'll have 2 flanks of slaves, one going out this way. Oh, come on, why can't I? I'll move these slaves as soon as the battle starts. One's flank going over here. We'll have our Jezzails on the hill, our Ratling guns just below them, pumping out the firepower. And then again, Ikit Claw out in the middle. Our other caster right here back beside the Jezzails to cast some stuff once things blob up. And then these Doom Flares just to skirmish around and screw around with the enemy. And let's see how this goes. Because, I mean, theoretically, I could position all around and swarm them, but their Minotaurs, their anti-infantry, will rip me to shreds, and they have no forest penalty. Yeah, I definitely want to have my guys out in the open fields. So we'll start the battle. And let's get these guys stretched out this way. These guys can be stretched out this way. And we can go and piss them off with our flares. And if worse comes to worse, we can use the Doomstorm rocket. It is possible to use. Oh, are they gonna go hide in the forest? They probably might. Let's go see what the flares can find. Just put it on fast forward. We do have infinite time to hunt these guys down. So even if they run, they can't hide forever. And we'll just try to bait them back. Come on. Come on back. That's it. Through the forest and over the hills to the Jezzail's line of fire. Oh, they're getting smart. They don't want to come into the Jezzail's fire line. That's it, Jezzail's. Open up on them. Come on in.
Yes, Ikit claw.
We'll push in our flares here. And rip them to shreds. Good, flares. Chase them down. Okay, here we go. They're coming in. So, Jezzail's 100% have to shoot the Minotaurs. Let's send... Oh, I'm tempted to send some scaves to run these guys down. Yeah, let's do that. Reposition these guys on the front. Jezzail's will shoot there. And we need to get these Doom Flares back to hold up this while we focus the Minotaurs. Jezzail's wonderfully have armor-piercing missiles, and they're a good damage dealer. Oh, Minotaur's got some speed, though. Come on, come on, get over here. That's it. Pull him in. Get the rattling guns on him. Oh, baby. Okay, that's fine. These guys are fine over here. We'll start moving out some of our forces. And throw down some of our casting. It's okay if these Doom Flares take some damage. They are holding these Minotaurs in place, which is what their job is. Excellent. Minotaurs are broken. These guys should rally by the time they get off the field. Come on. Rattlings, get another shot off. That's it. Shoot the shit out of them. Oh, Scaves, don't go that far out. Go and hit these guys from the back. Ah, my flares ran off the field. That's okay. Jezzail's shoot Karak One Eye. And he should die pretty quickly. Yep, he's routing. Ah, beauty. Absolute beauty. Pull these guys off of this side so that our rattlings have free reign to shoot at them. And have them chase down the Ungor Raiders instead. Murder, kill, kill. Beautiful. We'll get these rattlings twisted around here. We'll get some magic out. Absolutely beautiful. And get some of our slaves back from the edge of the field here. Yeah, let's throw them into Gore Herd. Doesn't matter if these slaves die or not. And you're out of ammo. Head into battle. Like, 99% of our killing power is with these guys here. And that's all we need. And victory. Absolutely excellent. That just went practically perfect in every which way. We'll just fast forward this a bit and let these Jezzails shoot a little bit more into these guys. kill a few more Ungor Raiders, and won the battle. Ah, love that 194 kills. This XP rank is going to shoot up so damn fast on these Rattling guns, because simply they are going to kill everything. Oh yeah. High kill numbers on the enemy as well, but that's just because we had masses of slaves. They die. Oh well. They're just slaves. Who cares about them? But we can go with only 4%. 4%'s nothing. We'll go with some enslaved to get some food. And that'll push these guys back a bit. And we should be able to actually finish them off. We got defeated Karak the One-Eye, which attributes causes fear on Ikit Claw, which that's amazing. This is a really good lord. Like, a lot of the legendary lords have those special bonuses when you defeat them. Getting his early is really good, especially versus various opponents that have low leadership, as you just run into them and you can just get massive leadership penalties for the enemy. But let's just go and just completely wax this guy off. We got an ambush on him. We'll just auto-resolve. We lost a few slaves, but that's it. And we just wipe him off the map and get some more food. And soon, you can see how quickly we're gaining food here just by going nuts with our work here. And we got Fizz Resist with a Dawnstone. Nice. And then just get more slaves. And I think the last 5 of this army will just be Skaven Slave Slingers. Yeah. I think this is going absolutely swimmingly. What do I want for my red line here? Ammunition for Skaven weapon teams. Hell yeah, I want Blastmaster. And look, 3 skill points, because we fought multiple battles there. Fire resist, Mage resist of 20%. God, this guy's powerful. Yeah, let's go for... I think at the beginning, Power Armor is great, but I think I want to go Campaign and then Ambush Success Chance to get this to plus 30 ASAP. Because then we can get more ambushes, and more ambushes means more power for us. Plus another 2 points for our other Warlock here, which will get 1 into his increased mobility and 1 into Scorch. Excellent. Skaven Blight. They're happy because they have food. Damn them. Guess we're so good at getting all of our food. We got plus 2 public order. But that's fine. They're still going down at 11 a turn, and so they'll still be out, at least rebelling in turn 10, which is exactly on track for what we want. And I'm just going to turn off settlement upgrade and building upgrade. So that way we won't see that until we, choose to turn it back on. And we've actually allowed this place to rest for a turn in order to recuperate its garrison. We'll hit it next turn. And I love when you start a new campaign and the end turn is so quick. Everything just swims by so quickly. And then you're just done and you can move on. Not like the end turns where there's hundreds of different lords and shit that need to move around the map. So a hit. To borrow again, and now we can just start to auto-resolve these. Auto-resolve it. Sack it. Campaign line of sight. Nice. And then pop back into Skaven Blight so I can recruit. And then grab some slingers. And then, just repeat. We're leveling up. We are getting a standing army. We're having Skaven Blight go crazy. It is a good time. Now, this particular little section could be a bit boring, so what I may do is, because I'm just going to be repeating the same action for several turns, why don't we jump forward a few turns until something happens or Skaven Blight revolts. So let's go ahead and go right to the revolt. Oh, here we go. Something has happened. They have responded by sending out some armies. It is currently turn 7. It's been a few turns. We got to move any character to this region over here to get some 3 warp fuel. We'll do that with a hero later. Ambusher discovered. So they, I guess they don't like the fact that I am repeatedly sacking their settlement. And who can blame them? However, we have a full stack here. It has been a few turns since, and I've just been accumulating my points. I got an extra couple points that we can spend on Ikit Claw. We could get him on a Doomflare, actually. That's pretty cool. His melee defense goes down a whole lot, and so does his armor. He gets a bunch of speed, but I think I'm going to leave him off for now. What I really want to get is like a Doom Wheel for him, which would be kind of fun. Thinking about what I want to get for him. Unfortunately, he's not at the point yet where he would have enough points to get a Lightning Strike. I'd be able to put one here, there. I do have a respec mod where I could take this out of Power Armor and put it into Lightning Strike. But I probably don't need it. What should I do here? We have our ambush success chance. We're probably going to want the durability. We'll get some hit points, and we'll get some missile resistance.
Weaklings detected.
Then on his other guy here, we'll turn back on as someone else gets skill points. That'll refresh, hopefully. No. We'll assign this guy's skill points manually then. He's got 3 more. Missile damage for all missile units. Hell yes. That is amazing. Why don't we just get that? 12% missile damage. All these guys are just going to be doing more and more damage, which is going to be great. Let's see what we can get out of the Forbidden Workshop, because we do have a ton of food right now, and we have a ton of warp fuel, so we should look into this. For our weapons teams, I think we are on board Waste Capacitor. We should get. That's 3 points, because then that gives us more ammo, because in the last fight we did, our Rattling guns almost ran out, which is not a good thing. We don't have these ones right now, so we're not going to put any points into them. We have an additional 15% armor-piercing missile damage if there's no enemies within 70 meters of these guys. That's kind of cool. So as long as they're off on their own sniping, they're fine. But let's upgrade our Doom Rocket stuff here, because we could get an extra 25% chance to build one, and build one and hope. We didn't get the spare. But now in 5 turns we can build another one. But at least we have a rocket now. We can use the rocket against this army coming up, which would be a very good thing, because this is going to be a big fight. And 100% chance to recover warp fuel after using a Doom Rocket, because we will use a Doom Rocket in this upcoming fight. And we might as well just max out on our Doom Rocket stuff. We have tons of food, and we're still going to make more food. So we'll just max out our Doom Rocket as much as possible. And let's do this. Let's see if we can get a sneak attack on this first little army. It's going to be the whole thing. Okay. This is going to be interesting. This will be the fight to end this video, for sure. But it's a... oh god, it's a choke point battle. Hell yes. Oh my god, I'm gonna get such a big Doom Rocket out of this. This is perfect. I can just send forward like my Doom Flares or a single Skaven Slave, tie up all of this infantry, and then nuke them. I'm gonna take a single Minister from below here. This is going to be absolutely fucking glorious.
Which kill device to use?
I'm so excited. Okay, these guys are coming forward thinking that they are going to put down this insolent rat that keeps sacking our coastal settlement. Little do they know that this rat knows how to purify warpstone to the point that it goes super critical. Oh, and we get a bunch of magic. This is excellent.
Skaven slaves.
Hell yes.
Skaven, yes, yes.
4, 5, and these guys I won't control. What I'm going to do is get the Jezzails up on this hill shooting down, and these guys shooting down, and they should just take care of themselves. So I'll just put them over here. And then I'll put my slaves just sort of here. My slingers maybe here-ish. And then Ikit Claw here. I want to bait them in so they're all massing right here, and then nuke it. And it should be good. It should be absolutely amazing. Ah, beautiful. We'll start it up. We'll pause up the game, so that way we have some time to lay out our plan here. We want our Jezzails right up here at the top of the hill. Absolutely beautiful line of fire that they can pull off at the top of this hill. I actually really enjoy defending on this particular map. It makes life easy. We'll put the rattling guns beside them, also pointing down the hill, just in case the enemy decides to come up the hill and get uppity with my shit. The slingers will throw there. The slaves will throw there, I guess. I mean, not really that important. Him will throw there, him will throw there, and him will put up into the front, and we'll try to screw around with these guys with our Doom Flares. Try to hold them on this land bridge as long as physically possible until these guys reinforce. That being said, if this small team decides to come over and attack us immediately, that's okay with me. They can come and attack us, and I will happily kill them, because I can. I will quite happily kill you guys. These guys, I'm actually going to slide down the hill a little bit.
We obey. Move, move. Shriek. Onwards.
Come on.
Skaven slaves.
Aim out these slaves a little bit this way.
Our tail's yours.
Let's go get these guys on skirmishing, and let's go throw these slingers at the enemy. Let them do some damage as we have our Jezzails opening up on them. Slaves can just fall back a little bit, and it'll be fine. Also, the enemy has to come up a hill, which is bad for them because moving up a hill causes issues. We got our missile cav here. Oh, look at that column. We're going to menace from below the beginning of this column here. And I want it to bunch up on the menace below. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Oh my god. I'm going to launch it. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Ah! Boom! Oh my god. Oh. It's all gone. Yes! Oh, glorious. Glorious death. Oh. Oh god, it's amazing. Like, I wish I could fire another one, but unfortunately you can only do one per battle. Why can't I do multiple of those per battle? But look at the carnage we left behind. I'm just going to pause this up for a second so I can look at this without having to worry about the deaths of my fellow rats. Oh my god. That has to be the best nuke I have ever done. And it was all because we had those sacrificial from below. Oh my. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. I'm gonna start talking like a Skaven, god damn it. And now, the enemy has to make their way up the hill when there's rattling guns. Good luck to them. Yes. Why don't you get down here? Oh, you're trying to attack Ikit Claw. He's actually a decent melee lord. Not like the best, but not shit. You guys shoot the Lord and watch him melt. Oh, it's beautiful. Slingers, move up a little bit and start slinging more stuff. And just start. Ooh, right, we have Scorch. Let's overcast it for fun. And fire out the Scorch. It's not the best hit, but blah, fire. It'd be better if I did it along the edge of a group. But oh well. Doesn't matter when we're causing this much death and destruction. Doom Flares should be able to fall back now. Yeah, we're good. We're winning. We're definitely winning. Hopefully these Doom Flares don't fall before they run into this massive crossbowman. And they shatter. Was there any guess that they would shatter? Was there any doubt that they would get absolutely destroyed by my glorious Skaven forces? Scissor. I mean, the Doomflayer can go and run some of these guys down. Let's see if they can kill the general off. Yeah, let's actually see if we can kill the general. Oh, those guys are out of ammo. Okay. Chase him down, Ikit. You can do it. Your, Doomflayers are... I keep forgetting these things' names. I just want to... just run over the pile of corpses. No, he's gonna get away. 319. Maybe. He's really low. Doomflares could possibly put him down. 71 health. Ah, he got away. Alright, that's good. 43 losses. Now, if you look at the numbers, this is where they lost, like, say, 1,400 and 300 plus 50, so 1,750. They lost 1,750. There is not 1,750 here for the math. And I am going to actually do this math. I'm going to bring up the calculator here because I want to know how many my Doom Rocket killed. We got 10 on Ikit, 19 on that guy, 101 on the Jazales, 125 on the Rattling Guns, 30, 43... 41, 26, 13, 13, 422, and they lost 1758. 1,336 with the Doom Rocket. Why was that not one more? No, it could have been elite rocket. No. Damn it. Why was that not one more? Oh my god. If I had waited like one more second, I might have had set like 1337 in that explosion radius. God damn. Damn it. We'll go for food here. We'll eat those corpses. And we'll knock that guy back. Get him running out of here. Nothing he can do about it. But they're both within my movement range still. We can take them out. Oh, yes. Give me that food back. Right now. We got a regiment renown. And you're dying too. You thought your little expedition to defeat me was going to have any success at all. No, it would not. You fail to truly grasp the power of Ikit. But that will be the first episode of this playthrough. Expect more of this bullshit throughout the rest of this playthrough, as we are going to cheese and nuke our way to victory. And for, like, we got warp fuel out of that fight because we used the rocket, and we had upgraded the Forbidden Workshop before we did that. So we actually have more stuff, which means we could even get more things. I think we would definitely get the upgrade to the Rattling Guns next. Oh, this feels good. When we come back in the next episode, I'll jump ahead a couple turns unless something is going horribly wrong, and I need to start earlier than that. But we'll go when Skaven Blight is revolting, and so that we can take it back and upgrade it all the way. But that is going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and good hunting out there, fellow Skaven.
Scurry, scurry, kill, kill, yes.